welcome to perhaps one of my longest videos that I'll be at least attempting to make. So this is, keep in mind, absolutely unscripted. So you might be hearing me say some stuff that I did not plan on saying because I did not plan on saying anything or doing anything today. Today has been quite the day. I realized I have 12 subscribers, so I thought, maybe I should continue with my stupid, worthless tirade of idiocy. So, I'm gonna see how many subs I can get from this. Not pressuring any of you to, subscribe or anything, but this is just gonna be a long, hopefully somewhat calming video, like one of those wise videos or lessons on life. I view lessons on life as LOL, which is also laugh out loud. Because I'm like, so these are things that you're telling me to do. I listen to a lot of these, life lessons, and it's like, you must get married, you must have children. I'm like, honestly, I don't think you should be telling other people to do these things, because sometimes they don't end well. Well, to each their own, I suppose. That's one of my favorite quotes, to each their own. Now, I'm not one of those wise people. I'm still learning how to exist. Sometimes I forget to breathe. Everyone does. Well, not everyone. Some people do. But a lot of other YouTubers, a lot of other places say, you must subscribe or you will find a tarantula in your bed tonight. And as an arachnophobe, you don't understand how scary that can be. And then they're like, you must like this video if you love your family. Like, you can love or hate your family. I don't care. If you want to like, you can like. If you want to subscribe, you can subscribe. If you want to, you want to. If you're having a good day, continue having a good day. If you're having a bad day, continue having a bad day. Well, no. Whoops. If you're having a good day, continue having a good day. If you're having a bad day, have a great day. I hope something good happens. And don't continue having a bad day. I mean, it's not your choice that it's bad. Some things aren't in your control. But, don't worry. Be happy, please. Please don't, copyright me or whatever for that. It's just kind of funny. But, back on to my main topic that I've just randomly decided in my head. Well, about this whole quote, to each their own, really means some people like certain things that others don't. Kind of like, is or isn't my cup of tea. Like, what I want, what I don't want. It's true, actually. And I can totally agree with to each their own. Yeah, if you don't really like my videos, cool. If you do like my videos, like my subscribers, I mean, when I'm recording this, I don't edit it, so, at the time that I'm recording this, as far as I know, I have 12 subscribers, which, I don't know what that happened. I don't know when that happened, I don't know how that happened, but somebody apparently likes, 12 somebodies actually like my videos. Not much to brag about, but at least I have 12. Better than the 0 I had, a few months ago. Yeah. I don't know, I'm not that kind of person who, offers tons of life lessons. I'm not that therapist friend, which a lot of friends are. I know a lot of people are. I'm not a therapist. I don't know. I am. Because, oh, you're having a bad day, oh, you stepped on a Lego. Like, if I'm, like, someone's personal friend and I know them personally, I'll be like, oh no, that stinks. What do I do now? Like, if one of my friends, like, oh no, I'm gonna be left on the streets or something, I'll give them, like, $20 and I'll be like, okay, you can stay at my house for the night if you have to. I mean, I don't have, so I'm pretty lonely. My friend circle is pretty weird. Well, I wouldn't say weird. We're just, I wouldn't want to say different, because those people that are also different might be like, hey, we're different too, but we're not weird. My friends are honestly kind of different. I know, they aren't like other people. And the funny thing is, there's this common thing, kind of a joke now, like the whole, I'm not like other girls. My friend group won't say that. You'll know it. Like, I'm not like other girls. Totally don't have hyper flexibility. Oh, I'm not like other girls. Like, they, like, oh, I'm not like other girls. I don't fear anything. I'm not very afraid other than of spiders, which I'm not a huge fan of spiders, but, I'm not afraid of other things other than, like, large masses of people, which I think could scare anyone who's around my age. I have this horrible thing where I don't know, everyone's always complaining of overthinking. I don't think it's overthinking. If everyone's overthinking, then it's just thinking averagely, but quote-unquote overthinking because of the old standard. Because, like, I've always asked this really philosophical question. Is the standard of normal set back from, like, 10 years ago? Is the standard of normal, like, moral standards or standards that don't change? Like, set in stone, like, must not be this crazy? Or, or do standards change with the group of people or the people on the earth? Like, I don't know. Do standards change much? I think, honestly, standards do change over time. So, not everything's always set in stone. It's just kind of like, I heard this thing, I can't say where, and I can't say that it's true, because someone's gonna be like, oh, that's untrue. Which it might be. There's always, like, studies, like 5 studies a minute, medical studies, quote unquote, coming out. Like a minute, so it's hard to stay up to date in the whole medical world. If you're one of those doctors or anything, you can correct me if I'm wrong on that, but somewhere around that number, maybe more, maybe less, but, sorry, I'm also making, rubber band bracelets, too. So there's a lot of, sorry, there's work being done in my house, so, anyways, there's, like, things change a lot. Like, one second you'll be like, oh, you just have the common cold, and then the next second you're like, oh, it's some whole new type of cold, which can be annoying. And then it's like, oh, here's one vaccination. And then the next moment it's like, oh, here's another vaccination that does its job better. Or, like, one second there's a bunch of regular human being McDonald's workers, like, you know, the teens that work there. And then the next second it's a bunch of robots. Like, things change, and sometimes change is not for the best. Really, change can be positive. I mean, I'm not one of those positive people. I'm not necessarily always one of those negative Nancys. Sorry if your name is Nancy and you're not negative. You're probably a wonderful person. Just the stereotypical name. So, if you are, like, say, like, change can be good, change can be bad. And honestly, people, I think, are just kind of afraid of change. Change is scary. Change is really, really scary and sometimes harsh on people. It can stress one out a lot. Change is very stressful, so that's one of the reasons that I'm super duper stressed about going into high school next year and going into whole new pretty much era, and I've never seen what my high school is gonna look like. I've only seen a bunch of high school movies like Twilight and stuff, and I'm honestly scared because next year I'm going to high school. Like, well, in my high school we will have 7th, 8th, 9th, 10th, 11th, and 12th. So I'm going to be going into 7th, and I'm really, I'm honestly scared about it. So mostly from the whole, am I going to have, like, are people going to like me? Are they going to hate me? Am I going to have my social group? Am I going to have a larger social group? Or, am I going to get bullied a lot? I mean, my mother only got into 2 fights there. My father got into 3. I know, but they are like Gen X people. So they're from long ago and things have changed and I'm scared. Because my dad, he's like, so 7th grade is on this wing, at the end of this wing, you have A, B, C, and D, E, F, and then you gotta remember which day is gym day, and all this and all that, and I'm like, I'm not gonna live long. I'm scared. I'm scared of change. And now I can actually pinpoint, like, why am I so scared? And my parents are like, there's no need to be so afraid of change. And, like, I'm afraid of getting vaccinations and stuff because hurts my arm. Painful because they put it in my arm. It really doesn't feel wonderful on my. It's scary stuff. Change is scary too. Like, one moment you can be having the best day of your life, and the next moment you could be losing your job. Change is scary. And I don't think humans were made to adapt to constant change. So, we'll all face change, though sometimes. Rarely, something doesn't change. Certain things are set in stone, like, my personality has pretty much been the way it has been since I was 5. Since I was 5, I was always this kind of odd child. The weird kid, but somewhat knew some things. Like, a few things. Not, but people called me a nerd. People were like... Okay, I have this terrible 5th grade story, and this is absolutely terrible. Hopefully YouTube doesn't get angry with me for even saying stuff like this, but there was this bully in my school, and I was a bodyguard for a kid who would regularly get bullied. I mean, reasonably, because the kid was terrible. A terrible person. And so people thought that because I'm a girl and I'm not too sure about that person, but they thought I was gay. And I'm like, well, calling me gay, I mean, it's not necessarily a bad term until you start using it to bully me. And a lot of kids in my school were being bullied for that, and I'm like, lots of things going on. And so one day, the bully called me a really rude term for being gay. And I'm like, I blinked at him. And I'm like, what? I'm like, what did you say? Like, and I was friends with the bully. Wow. And my crush, my 5th grade crush, was friends with the bully. So, like, I could totally smack the bully in the face for calling me that. But then I'm like, my crush would hate me for doing that. Like, I could so punch him right now for having punched my bestie. I'm not going to. So then, school was absolutely infuriating for me. So, things change. So I hope that in high school it'll change for the better and I won't have to get into any arguments, fights, any trouble. Because, yes, I don't really feel like getting into trouble. And then there was so much going on at one time. I would come home from... Okay, this is a kind of off-topic thing, but I think this is kind of funny. So, keep in mind this is going to be a decently long video. Off-topic. One day I come home from school. Well, not quite too off-topic. And, my mom's like, I was called and you were hit in the face by a ball. And I'm like, yeah, it felt funny. If something stupid happens to me, just know, I will have a very stupid reaction. I was joking about it with my friends. Like, I was the person's bodyguard at the time. And I was joking about it with my friends. And then my friends are like, you should go to the nurse for that. Like, you were hit really hard in the face with a ball. And I'm like, yeah, I was. I don't feel a thing. Mostly because I'm probably thick-skulled. And so, I can't completely remember this, but it was hilarious. So they notified an adult that didn't really do much, but the adult's like, oh. So the bully got in trouble for it. But I didn't mind because it was so funny. It was like a surreal experience. I think the bully still hasn't been expelled, though. It's a really twisted story on why that bully is still there. So, keep in mind, the bully has beaten up, like, 20 kids by now. And the only reason that they're not expelled is because, the bully's stepmother is our school's PTO. And she is... I don't want to be too mean, but she was not very nice. Let's just say that. And so, probably a little bit of leverage and bribery and, like, oh, I work for you guys, so you must keep my child in school. So, it was a little bit of twisted stuff. It was not... it's totally not okay. And so I told my mom, and I'm like, maybe we should homeschool me next year. So now I'm being homeschooled, and I have so much time to work on making bracelets. And so that's what I'm doing now. Things change, and this time it was for the better. Because I'm sick of getting hit in the face with a... Also, by the way, that ball was like one of those dodgeballs kind of thing. It was hard rubber, and it went, like, right about here. Like, woo! So it didn't quite hit my nose, so I wasn't having a nosebleed. And I'm just like, dude. And the kid was like, whoops, I didn't mean to aim for you. I meant to aim for the kid next to you. And I'm like, looking at the kid, and I'm like, dude, you weren't even close. They're like 5 feet away from me. Like, sure, we were turning a corner, and, like, the path, but like good aim. I yelled at him. I'm like, hey, good aim, silly. And by the way, I do not swear. And all my friends are like, why don't you swear? Why don't you swear? And I'm like, now, if I did start swearing, that change would be for the worst. I just don't really swear because I was taught to not swear by my parents. And, well, I was taught well. My friends are like, wow, I wish I had parents like yours. And I'm like, I'll be sitting down 1 minute. My mom's like, go empty the dishwasher. And I'm like, seriously, I am in the middle of doing this real quick. Like, my mom is the person who's like, while I'm like doing CPR or something on some dead animal or something, she'll be like, oh, go empty the dishwasher. The animal, bong. Like, that hasn't happened, but I bet it will. Anyways, I think that's a wrap up for this video. I don't want to make it too long, of course, but if you want to hear me rambling for like an hour, meh. I'll try to do it when I can. But, so far, I finished this bracelet. It's one of these camo looking bracelets. If you like my, jokes and stupid stuff, if you want me to do more good/funny things for society, yes. You don't have to like and subscribe for that. I'll probably do it anyways. I don't know. I'll just probably film doing it. Also, next weekend, I might be going up to New Hampshire, which is not going to be a very short ride. I will try to keep you all updated on a little bit of this. So, if you do like my content and you want to subscribe and you feel like doing so, no pressure. And if you don't really like my content, please do not click dislike, but no pressure. If you want to like my video, no pressure. I'm gonna try at least to be one of those no pressure YouTubers. But anyways, bye. I gotta go eat some food. Adios.